our Portfolio Tracker segment today, we look at hedge funds. Here in Asia, hedge funds are a small but rapidly growing investment segment. But that is expected to change. The liberalization of the financial sector in Asia is expected to attract more hedge funds to set up shop here in the region. And Asia is a big draw for hedge fund money because of growing economies like India and China. Well, to talk more about the growth of hedge funds in Asia, we're talking now to Jacob Schmidt, Director of Global Hedge Fund Rating and Research with Allen Bridge Hedge Info. And Allen Bridge is an independent rating and research firm in hedge funds. Jacob, good to have you with us on the show today. First of all, give us an industry outlook. You say overall this year is going to be more difficult for hedge funds. How so?
Yeah, the returns this year have been lower than last year. Last year, to remind you, the CSFB treatment non-investable index was up something to the tune of 15.5%. This year, we are up to September 3.79% for approximately 80% of the industry. So it's lower than last year, but there's still a hope that we're going to finish it up at around 5.5% for the year, which, given the other market, is not so bad.
Here in Asia, Jacob, you say Asia is a big draw for hedge fund money. What's pulling that money into Asia?
Asia is considered the next big opportunity for hedge funds, basically for hedge fund managers setting up in Asia and trading Asian securities. So far, the Asian industry is relatively small, and most of the dedicated Asian money is actually managed outside, from outside Asia. Basically either US or a lot of money out of London. We see a huge development in that a lot of money in the future will be managed out of Asia, out of centers such as Singapore or Hong Kong, obviously, and Japan, and some smaller centers also, developing slowly.
Jacob, investing in hedge funds is not without risk. We hear reports of CSNA in Hong Kong being investigated for fraud. What advice would you give investors when it comes to investing in hedge funds?
I mean, obviously, hedge funds are exciting because they should produce these outstanding returns either on a risk-adjusted or on an absolute return basis. But there are risks involved. I mean, the strategy risk and so on, that the investors don't understand the strategy and they're buying something that they don't understand. So they should understand that. Secondly, obviously, the structural risk, like any other investment, you need to understand the firm and the advisor and so on. So it's an analysis of the structure, which is so key, because otherwise, obviously, there's the risk of, getting defrauded.
Okay, and Allen Bridge does look at some hedge funds in Asia. Can you quickly tell us some of them that you think might be worth looking at?
Yeah, we've looked over the last few years. Obviously, we liked Asia for many years, and we felt that obviously Japan has been an interesting play. We've rated over the last few years people like, for example, Sloan Robinson, who've been trading Asian emerging markets for many years. We rated them an A-, which is the second best rating in our rating scale, in 2002, and again confirmed in 2003. They had a 50% year last year. This year they're kind of flattish. OD Japan is another one. Henderson. We're also looking at dedicated people out of Asia, people like such as Kenridge, Speedwell, and some people out of India.
Okay, Jacob, we've got to leave that. Thank you very much, Jacob Schmidt from Allen Bridge Hedge Info. And that wraps up Business Center. Thanks for watching.